So, hello and welcome back to the channel in 2020. This is New Year's Day filming this. This is just my little recap, like everyone's doing, as is always the case, of how the channel's done this year and where we are. Few things that I've had in with Christmas, few things on the go, and just a look back at what's happened this year. So, first off, I've got to look at my phone because I'm not that prepared. It's actually quite surprising how much has got across the line this year. So there's a couple of builds I thought were in last year, but they actually made it very early this year. So we started off with the Airfix 1/48 Spitfire Mark V drop, which was a nice kit, and I chucked quite a lot at it. Gave it different gun barrels from Master, I think, metal gun barrels, an Edward etch set, some resin exhaust, and it was a very interesting build, and I really enjoyed the weathering on that one, so that was a nice one to have in there. Then we had the Edward P400 Airacobra, which I still think is probably the best aircraft I've done as far as weathering, technique, making it look realistic, the whole sort of thing. It just looked right to me. So I'm very proud of that one, and got that one in the display cabinet, and still very happy with that one. Then we rolled into the Airfix 1/48 BF109 E3 and chose to do it in Romanian colours. Unfortunately, the decals weren't very good, so there was again a lot of silvering, but the decals were just hopeless. They were really quite poor. It was the last of Airfix making their own decals before they sort of moved to Cartograph, so it was a bit unlucky there. But more on that shortly, because I'll be revisiting that particular aircraft of Vinca's aircraft there from around Stalingrad. Then we rolled into a Spanish Civil War subject, which was the Trumpeter 135th Soviet Comintern, which is a really nice kit. It was a nice break from the norm, something quite different. Hadn't done armour for a while, really enjoyed it. Bought it locally, but went to a model shop and bought it in Salisbury. Got back home, built it straight over the weekend and over the following week, and got that one done. So I was very happy with that one. Then we rolled on to the Hobby Boss 1/48 FW190 D9, which again was a really nice kit. Nice simple build, nice working on the paintwork and the weathering, and just trying to get everything sorted as far as that's concerned. So another enjoyable build, and a nice video to make as well. Then things start to slow down, so that's obviously my period. I get busy around kind of March to June, so it does kill things a little bit. But one last one that went out in that period was the Edward Fokker DR1 in 1/72 scale, which again was another nice build. That was Joseph Jacobs' aircraft, so the all black one, and something quite nice, very fiddly for 1/72 scale, but it was a nice one to do nonetheless. Then there was a couple. I did some reshoots, but we won't talk of them. I built them in 2018. Then it went on to a couple of resin models. So I did the SBS model 1/72 Miles Hawk, which is a fantastic kit. My first sort of full resin kit, and it was one to come back into. I think I did it around sort of May, and it was a nice kit just to sort of build and not really worry about while I was still a bit busy at work. And then followed that one closely with the Amiga models Gordo Les Yeux 633, I think it is. Again, a very basic paint job on this. It wasn't meant to look really like a real aircraft or anything like that. I didn't want to go to town. I just wanted to make it look sort of, I don't know how to describe it, because it was a sort of cottage industry resin kit. I just wanted to kind of build it in, I don't know, traditional methods, I guess. It sort of worked, sort of didn't, but I was happy with it. Then things started off again. I got the Avi Models 1/72 DH83, the Fox Moth, and built that one straight as it turned up. It was an interesting aircraft. Pretty difficult, to be honest. I know it was a special? It was a short run kit, but nevertheless, I felt like it was hiding a few things in that short run guise that it shouldn't have been there. And then followed that one up with the Airfix Martlet Mark IV, and did that one for the British Aviation in Scale Facebook group build. I think it was Navy Wings, can't remember now, but it was a nice thing nonetheless. So that was an interesting little kit, Airfix kit again. I spent a lot more time on it than I thought. Followed that one up quickly with the captured P51D Mustang from Airfix again, so did that as a German livery. Actually copied Mustangs used in a film instead of actual real Mustang that was captured, although one was captured, they did get a D. But nevertheless, that was another interesting project. Then we've got the Edward 148th Messerschmitt E3, and this is Joseph Priller's aircraft from the Battle of Britain. Again, nice quick build, and pretty much use that as a test bed for the ammo products that I was sent to sort of do a review. Then I started the weekly series, so we had Scale Modelling Weekly, which I think was a reasonably successful thing. A lot of work on the run down to Telford, so that was probably the right time to do it because I was always in here, so it was a way of breaking up being at the bench to do a bit of filming. And I am looking to do another series that's going to end around March, so it's probably going to start coming in this month, so stay tuned for that. I'll give you updates when that comes out. Then in the middle of that I managed to get a couple of builds out. So we had the Hobby Boss TriStar 135th Pfizer Storch, which was a nice build. Again, more in depth than I thought it would be, but there was quite a lot of content came out of that one, so it was useful as far as the channel's concerned. Lovely kit as well. It was a really nice build, and did a full build video on that one. And also managed to get out the Special Hobby Boomerang in 1/48 scale, which was a commission to hand over at Telford, which I managed to make the deadline. Very difficult kit, that, very taxing, but nevertheless got it done. And then just finished out the year with the ICM 132nd Polikarpov I-16 Type 10, so I'm sure a few of you will have seen that video that's just gone up. And an enjoyable kit, state of the art sort of moulding technology, brand new stuff. Easy fit, quick build, 1/32, lots of detail. I mean, what more do you want? Brilliant subject. It was all, it was a very, very nice kit. And then I've just ended the year on the Rodin 1/48 Arado 68E, which was a sort of build review. And the kit's fine. It's just overpriced. So when you factor in the price, you can't really talk about the kit being good value for money or anything like that. I think it kind of kills the idea of that kit, unfortunately, but nevertheless that was all discussed in that video. So that's a quick rundown of what was achieved this year from the channel, and now let's have a look at how I did over Christmas. So on to the important stuff. What have I got? So this is sort of Christmas and over Christmas, where I've indulged myself. Christmas presents, it's all very armour based, so let's there's a theme to that. Last year was very, very heavy on the aircraft. This year I'm looking to go more into the armour. Doesn't mean the aircraft aren't going to happen, it just means I want to break it up a little bit, because I'm really enjoying my armour. So this kit I was after, as soon as it came out, saw Andy's build video. It was a fantastic kit. I'm loving these Tamia Tanks. I'm actually building one at the minute, but we'll have a look at that in a second. So this is the 38T, brand new release in December. Lovely kit. It's going to be straight out the box. There's no need to do anything else to it. Lovely little build, and I'll be looking forward to starting that one. So stay tuned for that. I also got a book, which I should have here, but I don't. It's basically on the Spanish Civil War ground forces. So it's from the German side. So it's the German military vehicles used in Spain during the Spanish Civil War. And who knew? They had one of these. So that was an excuse to pick this up. This is on Creative. This is just a Panzer 1A chassis, which has had the superstructure removed, and it's a training vehicle. And they sent one over to train the Spanish crews, and it's got a kind of a custom wooden bench running all around the side, and there's quite a few guys sat in it, so I thought it'd be a nice little build. This is a wonderful kit. It's full interior. You've got an engine in here, you've got the whole lot, so I thought I'd just jump on that one. Then, to make sure I get the free postage, it being Creative and our hobbies, and if you get it up to 30 quid or over, you get free delivery. So this rather big box joined it, which is actually, this was only 20 quid. Now this is a really good looking model. I just wanted to check something, so as we're here on camera, let's have a look. There's a couple things that make this kit very good for the money. One, yes, good. There's a sight that's on the front of the box, which never actually made it into the production vehicles. I thought it was moulded into the turret. EC is not. it must be an option, but it's not going to be added anyway because it was just a blueprint thing. So, not only do you get, and I'm coming from the days when I used to make armour, it was the bad old days, should we say, when Dragon was good and then it went down. So you used to get, you know, a box like this would be, I don't know, 50, 55 quid. You would get a small fret of etch. If you were lucky, you might get magic tracks that were okay, wouldn't need sort of open guide horns or anything like that, but you might need to chuck a set of tracks at it, you might need a metal barrel, you might need a photo etch there, and then that then got worse, whereas Dragon were adding those things, they then pulled them out, or you get a Tamia King Tiger, so back when I was doing it, it was probably like high 20s. And you'd instantly need a set of metal tracks, which is another 25 quid. You'd need a metal gun barrel, which is like 15 quid. Anyway, all that said, this kit was £20. It comes with a metal gun barrel, with a resin muzzle brake cover. So, you know, that, I think that alone is 15 quid. You can buy it from Hobby Boss. You get the photo etch fret, which gives you the important grills and a few little other bits. The rest of it you can scratch build. You get individual tracks, which are correct for the vehicle. The only thing that looks a bit iffy to me is the marking options, but nevertheless, you know, you don't need to worry about that. We can always sort that out, it's easy for tanks. It even looks like it's got torsion bar suspension, so it really is quite great. There's the tracks, so you get 2 bags of those. So not too bad. And from what I can see, I think you can do every type of King Tiger Henschel production, that is, that was going. I don't think we're really missing much. Yes, so this is touted as the February 1945 production, but you know, I'm going to be looking at that rather loosely. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'll probably do one as a sort of Ardennes kit, and I think Ardennes tank, and I think you can do that straight out of the box. There's all sorts of things here, so yeah, very good. Different sprockets, different idlers, the whole bundle. So it's really, really good stuff. It's really good. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted there. I haven't actually looked at this one since it arrived. Let's put that away and carry on. So back to Christmas presents. This is the other part to what I was saying about the Romanian aircraft. So I'm going to rebuild Vinca's aircraft, which for all intents and purposes is an E3, but technically it was an E7. But from yours and my point of view, it looks like an E3. Let's not get too technical. There's a lot more to that. But I managed to pick up the set of decals that, well, RB Productions did a set of decals, which are out of production on their website. However, I managed to pick them up off of Fantasy Print Shop, so they must have printed them and they've got them available on their website. So that's quite good. Now this is a really, as far as Messerschmitt's 109E series aircraft go, the Cyber Hobby kit is absolutely top of its game. It's where you want to be. Compared to Edward, so it doesn't have the rivets, which I prefer. I don't really like the rivets all over the Edward kit. It's got nice recessed panel lines, but you've got lots of options in here, and they did the E3, E4 and E7 and a Trop version. Now, I think, from what I can tell, you get every single part in here apart from the canopy to change it over. So you've not got the squared off canopy, but you've got everything else. And it's a really nice kit. You've got photo etch in here, there's nothing to add. May chuck a Yahoo instrument panel at it, not sure, probably not. So yeah, that's going to be built as a Romanian aircraft. It's going to be very colourful, so I've got all the decals. It's going to be a yellow nose, Romanian tail, yellow on the wingtips, lots of graffiti down the sides, so it's going to be a nice build. So that one will be coming probably through the summer period. I'm going to do this one as a sort of long-term build when I'm not in here all the time, because it's something nice to do. You know, it's not too taxing, and I can take my time with it. Ooh. Then this was a Telford purchase. This was £60 on Telford, at Telford, which is a ridiculous price for this. Even more so, which makes it even more ridiculous, is I got, what did I get? Where has it gone? Oh, I've not lost it already, have I? Nope, there we go. I didn't open this when I was at Telford because it was a Christmas present. So what this basically is the Wingnut Wings 132nd Albatross D5 and A. So it's got all the bits to do that. And you get their set of decals that was printed in, it's actually quite a long time ago, I think it was 2010. So we've just done a reprint, and these decals were extremely expensive to get until they've done the reprint. I don't even know if they're selling them separately. I think you have to buy the kit, hence why it's a limited edition, so probably still sought after. These are the decals from this kit, and I think you can probably see where I'm going here. If we go into the kit, we have the decals that come with the kit. So the way this is done, they sold the lozenge separately, but you bought the markings. So and in the kit they give you both. So there's one set, and there's another set. So I got 2 sets in my kit. So that's pretty good, isn't it? Not a lot to say about this other than it's Wingnut Wings. It is absolutely fantastic. It will be built when I feel like it. No rush, no pressure, and I'm just going to enjoy it because that's the whole point with Wingnut. So I've got a Saltworth Camel and I've got this one, and they're going to be built when I decide. So I will let you know when it started, don't you worry, and I will try to film it if I feel like it. But like I say, it's kind of a special build, more for me than. And I think that will probably do it as far as all of that's concerned. There is a few other things that have come in, but yeah, we'll look at them at another time. Probably do reviews and that sort of thing for them. So I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone from who's been viewing the channel. All my subscribers, anyone that views, if you don't subscribe, whatever, if you enjoy the content, that is fantastic. That's what it's all about. I want to give a special thanks to my patrons, which I've been neglecting to do. I'm so sorry. So we've got Jason Rucker, MJ Painter, and Bjorn Egil Larsen. Hope I pronounced that right. Thank you, guys. Got 3, like I said, that's great. And hope a few of you may join in through this year because it's, you know, it's a nice thing as far as I'm concerned. It helps the channel. So thank you very much for your continued support. Thank everyone who's subscribed, liked the channel. There's plenty more to be coming this year. I'm not sort of sure what the schedule is yet. I'm sort of taking it easy a bit at the minute over the Christmas period. I've got an extended break, so I've got plenty of time to get some stuff out to you guys over the next couple of weeks. So as always, thanks for staying tuned. Stick with the channel and there'll be plenty more coming, and I'll see you in the next video.